Hi, I'm Christy Gittemal, and welcome to this week's newscast. Making headlines this week in Chile, a nationwide education strike is scheduled for July 14th. Codelco miners request more involvement in reforms, and residents of Tiltil disapprove of a new cellular tower. A nationwide education strike is proposed for Thursday the 14th. It was called by Chilean students after Piñera's proposed education reforms did not meet their expectations earlier this month. Yesterday, government spokeswoman Ana Van Beer said the government was optimistic after talks with some student leaders. Students were urged to return to their classes in order to do well on the PSU test, but a strike is still scheduled for the 14th. Mining workers at Chile's state-owned Codelco returned to work on Tuesday, July 12th. A walkout and 24-hour strike were staged by thousands of workers previously in the week who demand to be included in the restructuring plan of the company. Codelco, the world's top copper mining company, suffered a loss of $41 million due to the strike, which union leaders called a success in showing the company's need for its workers. Talks are scheduled later in the week between Codelco heads and union representatives to prevent further strikes and come to an agreement. Residents in the town of Tiltil in the southwest of Santiago are currently protesting the construction of a cellular antenna. The tower is proposed to be built in the center of town to the protest of many residents there. The mayor of Tiltil, Salvador Delgadillo, along with representatives of the Joint Community Meeting of Residents, filed an application to prevent this action on Tuesday and call it a violation of the right to live in an environment free of contamination.
Hi, I'm Callie Mills, and welcome to this week's politics. Headlines include the non-marital cohabitation agreement, a multinational peace exercise going on in Chile, and a new center for victim support. La Tercera reported that President Sebastián Piñera is expected to introduce a bill that could legalize civil unions for gay and lesbian couples. The bill would make it legal for gay and straight couples who have lived together for more than a year to enter the non-marital cohabitation agreement. Piñera told El Mercurio the bill aims to protect and safeguard the civil rights of couples living outside of marriage. This news comes a few weeks after a massive sexual diversity parade was held in downtown Santiago. A peaceful multinational military exercise is currently being held in Chile. Around 600 soldiers from various American countries are taking part in the undertaking, entitled Huemul, and the training is designed to reinforce tasks like humanitarian aid, peacekeeping, and disaster relief. The participating countries include Brazil, Canada, Ecuador, El Salvador, United States, Mexico, Uruguay, and Chile, and is going on until July 15th. President Piñera inaugurated a new center for the support of victims of crime in Cerrillos on Tuesday the 12th. This center will provide psychological, social, and legal support to victims of violent crimes. The president highlighted that the new center is now part of a network of 25 centers throughout the country, providing similar support to victims, and added that the government has widened plans to reach all communities of more than 25,000 residents. The police force and investigators have been increased in numbers, with particular emphasis on communities where crime and drugs are a severe problem. I'm Callie Mills. Those were the top political stories of the week. Check us out online at ilovechile.cl for all the latest news.
Hi, I'm Ali Jabri, and welcome to Culture and Entertainment News. Our headlines for the week are family fun at the Cultural Center in La Moneda Palace, the Argentinian band Ataque 77, and free EcoBus tours of Santiago. Workshops, storytelling, film screenings, and guided tours are all part of the free winter holiday programs being held through July 24th at the Cultural Center at the La Moneda Palace in Santiago. As part of the program, children and their families can take a tour of the National Toy Exhibit, where over 600 toys made in Chile between 1950 and 1975 will be on display. On Saturdays, July 16th and 23rd, there will be workshops on origami. This will be held by the artist and origami specialist Harumi Matsusaki from the Chilean Cultural Institute of Japan. For more information, visit ccplm.cl. The famous Argentinian punk rock band Ataque 77 will be playing on August 6th at Valparaiso's biggest club, El Huevo. With hits like No Me Arrepiento, De Este Amor, and Amigo, it is sure to be a rocking show. Ataque 77 were last seen in Chile when they opened for the famous punk rock band Green Day in 2010. Their most recent work, Estellar, has received high reviews, so be sure not to miss their show in Valparaiso on August 6th. Free tours to Santiago are now being offered on the first EcoBus, a bus that runs only on natural gas. The bus releases 70% less sulfur oxide and 20% less carbon dioxide compared to that of a traditional diesel bus. These tours are free and will run every Saturday through August 6th. The route includes sites like Plaza de Armas, Cerro Santa Lucia, and Parque O'Higgins. Those who want to enjoy these environmentally friendly tours can register by calling the social department of the municipality at 82-71310. Those were your culture and entertainment headlines. Join us next week or check us out at ilovechile.cl.
Hi, my name is Pascal and welcome to the Sports Zone. In this week's headline, La Roja de Chile is through the quarterfinal in La Copa America. And in American football, Los Felinos de la Florida are making history in Brazil. In Copa America, well, Chile completed their group phase with a 1-0 win over Peru on Tuesday and finished on top of the group for the first time since 1987. La Roja is still undefeated after 3 matches with wins over the Peruvians and the Mexicans and a 1-1 draw against Uruguay. Claudio Borgi's squad is qualified for the quarterfinals and is awaiting Brazil or Paraguay in the next round. In another quarterfinal match, Argentina will meet Uruguay on Saturday. The Uruguayans, who finished 4th in the last World Cup in South Africa, are coming into the knockout stage undefeated as well and confident to beat the host nation. In American football, on July 2nd, the Felinos de la Florida, the Chilean American Football League, the LCFA, were in Cuiabá, in the state of Mato Grosso, to face the Brazilian champions, Arsenal de Cuiabá. 2,000 fans gathered to catch a glimpse of the first international American football match on Brazilian soil. The 48-16 loss does not reflect the whole story behind the game itself. The Brazilian champions were clearly at first sight much bigger, faster, and stronger than any other team that the Felinos had ever faced. Arsenal relied on power players that were easily above South American average level, without mentioning Matt Ryan and Kenneth Jawson, who plays in the Ultimate Indoor Football League in the Northern Kentucky, which count in their ranks ex-players and young prospect of the NFL. The young Chilean team showed courage and demonstrated that no matter how big the challenge may seem, they would stand tall and never give up. They might have lost on points, but the experience gained is priceless. Los Felinos made quite of an impression on the head coach of Arsenal, Clayton Lovett.
It was a really difficult pregame because we didn't know what to expect. There's no film to watch, and football is a big game of preparation and watching film on your opponent. We didn't have that, so I guess anyone who's going to get in a bus and drive this long to come play is pretty serious about their game, so we knew that we would have a fight on their hands, and we really did. The score might not reflect that in the end, but geez, those guys fought. They played well. They've got a really bright future. I don't know that we could have beaten them if we had only been playing for 1 year.
Los Felinos were back in action this Sunday, this time in Chile for the national championship. Los de la Florida beat Rhinos de Los Angeles by a score of 41-0 and thrown on top of the South Division with 3 wins and no losses. This weekend's action, the defending champions and leader of the North Division, Los Cañoneros de Viña del Mar, will receive Los Gladiador del Desierto de Antofagasta for the Week 9 of the LCFA. Those were the latest sports headlines for this week. For more information, join us on Sports Zone Chile on Facebook.
Those were today's top headlines. For more, visit us online at ilovechile.cl for all of your news about Chile in English.